Good evening, everyone. I'm Laverne McGee. On this Friday evening, it is July 2nd, your 4th of July holiday weekend. We begin tonight with breaking news. There are possible charges against former President Donald Trump, and earlier today, BNC's Charles Blow spoke with Jennifer Weisselberg, who is going to be possibly testifying. She's the daughter-in-law of the Trump Organization CFO Allen Weisselberg. She's expected to testify against him at a trial following criminal charges involving the organization's taxes. Here's some of that interview.
I've been meeting with the DA's office as we continue to look at more compensation, but also to discuss charges on Donald himself, more on the organization, the woman rank, and more executives. I've been prepped to be a witness for the trial, and in terms of the specifics and what they're going to need from me, the documents now are the witnesses that were put through with Jeff McConney to get the charges yesterday.
Let me back up a little bit to something that you just said. You said you were still working with prosecutors on further charges related to Donald Trump himself. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes.
And joining me now is my colleague Charles Blow, host of BNC Prime with Charles Blow. Charles, what she said is rather explosive. You must have been shocked to hear her say that. What else did she tell you?
Well, I mean, you're right. This is an explosive thing that she has said. And I think we have to always caution to say, if true, it is not, sorry about that, it is not clear to me that she would know the prosecutor's intent, what they intend to do, even if you are a cooperating witness. But it is, this is a person who has clearly been in the rooms with these prosecutors. None of the rest of us have. They have not been very forthcoming about what they are discussing in those rooms. She says that she's in discussions with the DA about charges for Donald Trump himself. That's just, I mean, you just have to stop for a moment to realize that if that is true, that is an incredible thing that she is saying. She's also saying that she has been prepped to be a witness at the trial, and one assumes that is the trial. If the case of Weisselberg or the Trump Organization goes to trial, that she will show up as a witness in that case. That is what she is saying. It's just extraordinary what she is claiming in this interview.
Now, did she say why she's cooperating when she should, obviously, people would expect she would be operating on behalf of them and not against them? Did she say why?
I asked her at the end of the interview, what does she say to people who question her motives of going after the family of her ex-husband. She says that she's not motivated by any of that. She's not, she doesn't get anything out of it. She's in it for justice, right? That's what she's saying. You take her at her word that that's what she means by that. As we all know, every house is a two-story house. She has a story about that situation, and so probably does he have a story about that situation. We will never be able to suss that out. What we can know, though, is that she is not only cooperating, not only did she turn over documents, that she is now saying that she's going to be a witness in that trial, and that she is continuing to cooperate. This is a person who is fully invested in this prosecution of the Trump Organization and of her former father-in-law.
Now, Charles, we've been hearing about thousands and thousands of pages of documents that they have uncovered. Did she say specifically what type of evidence she had?
I asked her at one point, what documents she had turned over. She leaned heavily on what would have been a transcript or a deposition from their divorce proceedings, in which she says that her ex-husband admitted a lot, and that document, which is the transcript, that testimony became the documents. that, in that case, you wouldn't need her. So it seems to me that there must be more there than just more that necessary from her than just transcripts of her husband during their divorce proceeding, because that's all on paper. You could call him as a witness. You don't need her as the witness. So it seems to me that there must be more there that she is providing. I asked her if she had been before the grand jury. She would not say that. Asked if she would plan on going. I don't think she would say if she was planning on going before the jury, but she is saying she's been prepped. And that's also something you don't want to just look over. If they are in the process of actually prepping her for a trial, they are literally banking on her testimony. So she must know something that adds or buttresses what they already have in documents.
Absolutely. Now, did she give you any indication of a timeline for possible charges against former President Trump?
No, she did not. That was just one part of the exchange, and she kind of quickly tried to move on into motives and things like that, but she did not give a timeline.
And Charles, do you know if she is talking specifically to Letitia James or Cy Vance, or who exactly she's talking to about what evidence she may have?
She said DA, so that would be the district attorney, that would be Cy Vance. She did not specifically mention the state attorney general, although we know that the state attorney general is working in concert with the DA, but she did not mention Letitia James.
So Charles, this is absolutely huge then. If in fact this is what we think it is, what she's saying, this has huge implications for what is going on in our country. I mean, what are your thoughts about how huge this would be if indeed there were charges against former President Donald Trump?
Well, first of all, it would clearly be unprecedented, but also it would upset conventional wisdom, because what legal scholars have been saying to us, both on television and in writing, is that this case is to put pressure on Allen Weisselberg in order to make him cooperate, and therefore his cooperation would lead to other people being able to be charged. If what she is saying is true, that she is in discussions right now to charge the president, that means you wouldn't need Allen Weisselberg necessarily. That's the implication of what she's saying, which is also just an extraordinary thing once you think about it. But no, it would put us as a country in a place that we have never been before. We got so used to the word unprecedented during Donald Trump's presidency that kind of wore it out. But this again would be an unprecedented event, that a former president would be charged with any crime.